What if one rumor was powerful enough to send the entire WNBA world into panic mode? Over the past few days, social media has been flooded with discussions about Caitlin Clark's future. Fans have been asking the same question over and over again. Could the Indiana Fever superstar eventually leave the franchise that helped launch her professional career? Now, before we go any further, there has been no official confirmation that Caitlin Clark is leaving the Fever. But that hasn't stopped the internet from exploding with theories, debates, and emotional reactions. Some fans believe Indiana must do everything possible to keep Clark happy for years to come. Others argue that every superstar eventually faces difficult decisions about their future. Meanwhile, sports media personalities continue discussing what the next chapter of Clark's career could look like. The conversation has become so intense that many people are already imagining scenarios that haven't happened yet. And that's exactly why this story has captured so much attention. Because whether you love Caitlin Clark, follow the Indiana Fever, or simply enjoy sports drama, one thing is clear. The reaction to these rumors has revealed just how important Clark has become to the WNBA. And the deeper we look into this story, the more fascinating it becomes. To understand why fans reacted so strongly, we first need to understand what Caitlin Clark means to the Indiana Fever and the WNBA as a whole. When Clark entered the league, expectations were already sky-high. She wasn't just another rookie entering professional basketball. She arrived with one of the largest fan bases women's basketball had ever seen. Every game attracted attention. Every highlight generated millions of views. Every debate involving her seemed to dominate social media. Suddenly, the Indiana Fever became one of the most talked about teams in sports. Fans who had never watched a WNBA game before were buying tickets, watching broadcasts, and following Fever news daily. That level of influence created enormous expectations. As Clark continued developing her game, conversations about her future naturally followed. Sports fans always think ahead. They discuss contracts, team-building decisions, championships, and long-term goals. That's why recent discussions gained so much momentum online. Some fans started wondering what Clark's career could look like 5 or 10 years from now. Others debated whether Indiana could build a championship-caliber roster around her. And once those conversations started, speculation spread quickly. Social media became filled with passionate opinions. Many Fever supporters insisted Clark should spend her entire career in Indiana. Others argued that professional athletes sometimes need new opportunities, different teammates, or fresh challenges. The debate quickly became emotional. Media personalities joined the conversation as well. Sports commentators discussed how important Clark has become to the league's growth. Analysts talked about television ratings, attendance records, and increased visibility. Many pointed out that Clark's presence has helped bring unprecedented attention to women's basketball. Because of that impact, even hypothetical discussions about her future generate major headlines. Fans noticed this immediately. Every podcast clip became a talking point. Every interview created fresh reactions. Every social media post generated new theories. Soon, discussions about Clark's future were everywhere. Some people believed the conversations were harmless. Others felt the speculation was unnecessary. But regardless of where people stood, everyone seemed to have an opinion. And that's what made this story impossible to ignore. The more people talked, the bigger the discussion became. And then things became even more interesting when fans started imagining what could happen if Clark ever decided to explore a different path. Part 2. As the debate intensified, the emotional side of the story became impossible to overlook. For many Fever fans, Caitlin Clark represents more than a star player. She represents hope. She represents growth. She represents the future of the franchise. That's why the idea of losing her, even as a hypothetical discussion, creates such strong reactions. Online comments reflected that emotion. Some fans said they couldn't imagine Clark wearing another uniform. Others argued that Indiana has a responsibility to continue building a roster capable of competing for championships. The pressure surrounding the organization became a major topic of conversation. Sports talk shows began discussing long-term expectations. Commentators examined roster construction. Fans debated coaching decisions. Others focused on how quickly the team should be expected to contend for titles. These conversations created additional tension, because once expectations rise, every decision becomes more heavily scrutinized. Every win matters. Every loss matters. Every roster move matters. For a player as influential as Clark, that pressure becomes even more intense. Meanwhile, rival fan bases also entered the discussion. Some imagined what their own teams would look like with a superstar of Clark's caliber. Others simply enjoyed watching the chaos unfold online. The reactions became increasingly dramatic. One viral post would spark thousands of comments. Another would generate endless debates. People who normally disagreed suddenly found common ground on one point. Caitlin Clark has become one of the most important figures in basketball. That realization changed the conversation. The story was no longer just about one player. It became a discussion about the future of the league itself. Could the WNBA continue building on its current momentum? How much influence does one superstar truly have? What responsibilities do teams have when managing generational talent? These questions fueled even more debate. And as fans searched for answers, the speculation continued growing. The uncertainty kept people talking. The conversations kept spreading. And the emotional investment became stronger than ever. But the biggest reactions were still ahead. Part 3. What makes this story so fascinating is that it reveals something much bigger than a simple rumor. It shows how dramatically Caitlin Clark has changed the basketball landscape. Very few athletes generate this level of discussion. Very few players can inspire millions of fans to debate hypothetical scenarios for days at a time. Yet that's exactly what happened here. Even without any official announcement, the conversation became one of the hottest topics among basketball fans. That says everything about Clark's influence. It also highlights the expectations surrounding the Indiana Fever moving forward. Fans want success. They want playoff runs. They want championships. Most importantly, they want a future that keeps their superstar excited about the direction of the franchise. The organization understands that. The players understand that. And the fans certainly understand that. As a result, every season feels increasingly important. Every step forward creates optimism. Every setback creates concern. That's the reality of building around a generational talent. At the same time, many observers believe these discussions demonstrate how far women's basketball has come. Years ago, conversations like this rarely reached mainstream audiences. Today, they dominate sports media. They trend on social platforms. They create national debates. That growth is significant. And regardless of where fans stand on these rumors, most agree on one thing. The attention surrounding Caitlin Clark continues bringing unprecedented visibility to the sport. Looking ahead, there will undoubtedly be more discussions, more debates, more headlines, more passionate reactions. That's simply part of being one of the biggest stars in basketball. For now, fans remain focused on the present. They want to see Clark continue developing. They want to watch the Fever compete. And they want answers to the questions that continue fueling online discussion. Will Indiana eventually become a championship powerhouse? Can the franchise build a long-term dynasty around its superstar? And how will Clark's legacy continue evolving in the years ahead? Those questions remain unanswered. But one thing is absolutely certain. The conversation isn't ending anytime soon. Part 3. What makes this story so fascinating is that it reveals something much bigger than a simple rumor. It shows how dramatically Caitlin Clark has changed the basketball landscape. Very few athletes generate this level of discussion. Very few players can inspire millions of fans to debate hypothetical scenarios for days at a time. Yet that's exactly what happened here. Even without any official announcement, the conversation became one of the hottest topics among basketball fans. That says everything about Clark's influence. It also highlights the expectations surrounding the Indiana Fever moving forward. Fans want success. They want playoff runs. They want championships. Most importantly, they want a future that keeps their superstar excited about the direction of the franchise. The organization understands that. The players understand that. And the fans certainly understand that. As a result, every season feels increasingly important. Every step forward creates optimism. Every setback creates concern. That's the reality of building around a generational talent. At the same time, many observers believe these discussions demonstrate how far women's basketball has come. Years ago, conversations like this rarely reached mainstream audiences. Today, they dominate sports media. They trend on social platforms. They create national debates. That growth is significant. And regardless of where fans stand on these rumors, most agree on one thing. The attention surrounding Caitlin Clark continues bringing unprecedented visibility to the sport. Looking ahead, there will undoubtedly be more discussions, more debates, more headlines, more passionate reactions. That's simply part of being one of the biggest stars in basketball. For now, fans remain focused on the present. They want to see Clark continue developing. They want to watch the Fever compete. And they want answers to the questions that continue fueling online discussion. Will Indiana eventually become a championship powerhouse? Can the franchise build a long-term dynasty around its superstar? And how will Clark's legacy continue evolving in the years ahead? Those questions remain unanswered. But one thing is absolutely certain. The conversation isn't ending anytime soon. Thank you for watching today's video. Now we want to hear from you. Do you believe Caitlin Clark will spend her entire career with the Indiana Fever? Or do you think every superstar eventually considers new opportunities at some point in their journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below because this debate has divided basketball fans across social media, and we want to know where you stand. If you enjoyed today's discussion, make sure to hit the like button. It helps the channel grow and lets us continue bringing you the biggest Caitlin Clark stories, WNBA debates, Indiana Fever updates, and viral basketball discussions. Don't forget to subscribe to Pro Caitlin TV and turn on notifications so you never miss breaking news, fan reactions, controversies, and the latest developments from around the WNBA. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video right here on Pro Caitlin TV.